packing, we do a lot of our own crops. So we're just ploughing today for maize.
So we are in
South Yorkshire.
he had to think where we were. So this is Joe Seels. So welcome to the channel. This is The Real Country File. This is
Stephen Lowe, nice to meet you all. Where are we now?
we're in our tractor shed.
Oh, okay.
So we realised that obviously I do YouTube, Stephen does the radio, can't you tell by the face? We decided that once a week we need a video through real people throughout the country talking about real issues on the farm. But we also realised as well that a lot of people that maybe spilled over from my channel like machinery. So I'm just going to show Stephen around the tractor shed quickly now, and then we're going to get some other bits of things that we've collected throughout the last week across the country of what's going on in the area and what's going on in the rural community. So the first one is the MB track.
You can't tell me anything about MB tracks because I'm a forester, so I'm a chartered forester, and MB tracks these are one of our tools, like Unimogs, like Ford Counties, like Roadless. This is a tool that should have a crane on the back. It should be pulling logs out of the woods. This doesn't want to be in a field having a lovely life. It wants guards on it. It wants to be, It's actually now just a museum piece, and the reason I bought it was because one, it won't depreciate, and two, it's got my name on the reg. So that is why that So
made
you bought it for the reg?
Yeah, because you can't put a private reg on a tractor, which most people might know, but you can put the same reg off any tractor on the back of any trailer towed by any tractor in the same fleet. So now all my trailers have the reg off this on.
So you need a Unimog next to it. Or you need a Unimog
maybe,
with a
yeah.
crane on, and then a county. You can take out a second and a third mortgage. By the way.
Yeah. David Brown, 1690 turbo, built locally, originally from Meltham, which is not that far from where we are now.
So what year would that be then? Because
I think that's an 81.
Yeah, well, 1987, I'm working on what was Belgian Blue Farm in Oswaldtwistle. Now they're British Blue, aren't they? For big cows, and they looked rusty then in '80s. So did these come with this patina, or did David Brown just have really thin paint?
I think they just skimped on the paint.
Right, but I remember these from from my days working on farms.
When I was a kid, that was what I drove. I was made up because it was the biggest tractor on the farm, and that's what I used to do the ploughing with. But what I really wanted was one of these. Now this 1455 turbo. There's a turbo. 145 horsepower. Now I'll flip the camera. So if you look at the size of the 1455 next to the 1690, or even next to Stephen, it's a big tractor.
What are you trying to say there? That's harsh. Do you know what I like about this? Plenty of ground clearance to get over its stumps. So if I'm in woods pulling out timber again, I'm not going to get rooted, am I? I'm not going to be stuck like a seesaw. It's a big beast of a machine, isn't it?
What made them so popular was the German engineering in it. So although Case is an American company, that was built in Germany. Right. And it shares the same transmission of the fence of that era. So the bomb-proof, and the engine is as smooth as anything. Even bin wagons have them engines in. Seddon Atkinson bin wagons had them engines in.
So would a farmer not just say, I can't have a bin wagon tractor then? Would that not have been like shunned? Like Zeta. When I was up at Perth Newton Rig, if you had a Zeta, that was all the foresters and the farmers in the student bar. If you had a Zeta, you were basically everybody lambasted. I mean, Tom Pemberton's got a tractor that I think was below a Zeta back then if you were going to get grief going on. But we drove counties, so we were like, But would you not take the mick out of someone for having a bin wagon tractor?
Well, they wouldn't have known at the time. Because Seddon Atkinson sort of went out of business, but the bin wagons carried on for a bit.
Beautiful.
But talking of counties, equal wheel Case. Now this is here because it was in an auction. I didn't expect to win the auction. I did. And it is believed to be the only 4494 in the UK. Now, there might be some people watching in a different country now that could send us some pictures, but basically, this was imported from Sweden, I believe, off a peat farm. That's why the tyres, although old, are absolutely immaculate.
So they're really old. That's just because it's been on soft ground?
Yeah, just been on soft ground, not wearing. And a guy brought it over, and it was in his collection. And here it sits now, looking cool in the shed.
So you won this in an auction, right? Kind of stuff when I go to a sportsman's dinner, I get like a signed West Brom scarf in an auction because I might have had a few too many bitters. But you won a tractor and you weren't really expecting to, and then you've ended up with this fine example.
Yeah. Well, I did have a reason to buy it. I wanted to buy it because I knew it would not depreciate. And when I was a kid, I had a model about this big of it, and I always wanted the real one. So it's just a childhood dream. So that is why that is in the shed.
How long have you had that now?
About 6 months, maybe.
And is it worth more in that 6 months than when you would pay for it?
I hope so.
So we're talking money now, and now we start.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, the auction that it was in, there was another tractor going off at the same time on an online auction, and I believe everyone was looking at the other tractor because it was a big Ford and it was more desirable. So I think I stole that, and people didn't realise. I think if it had sold 10 minutes later, the people that didn't win the Ford in the auction may have been bidding on this, but I was just in the right place at the right time.
Why is that then? Right, because £200,000 last week for a county goes in an auction.
Yeah. 217,000.
217, sorry, buyer's premium and all that. Why? I'm guessing you didn't spend 200,000 on this.
No.
Why is it certain brands? I
don't know. I think people with Ford tractors must have a bit more money than people that collect case tractors, maybe.
Yeah.
Or counties.
It's the same with cars, isn't it? XR3Is and RS turbos and Golf GTIs tend to the more than Nova GTEs or Rally Renault 5 GT turbos. Now we're talking young farmers from 90s, aren't we? But do you know what I mean? Is it just that?
Yeah. In fact, speaking of young farmers, watch this. So we got the fast track here now. We've got a load of young farmers, and we're going to see how many we can fit in the tractor cab. So it's the Young Farmers Tractor Cab Challenge. So on your marks, get set, go. You've got to be able to shut the doors. So this is the challenge, to see how many we can get in. So we've got 3, 4. The door has got to close. You're allowed to open one window for ventilation or the sunroof, but it's not got a sunroof. No, you can't. No, that's cheating, the back window, I think. The back window's cheating. One of the side ones, one that you can't fall out of. How many's in now? I've lost count already. It's only like a tube train. I reckon Londoners would be really good at this. We've got Midley Dairy on, don't you worry. Now no one farts.
This is where it gets.
Well, that's quite a few now, isn't it?
Well, there's room for 3 more.
There's a bit of a gap there on the dash.
You got to shut this door now?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Watch his fingers. Go on. Go on, I think you can do it now. There we go. Right, we'll have to count them on the way out now. Right, I think we better let them out. Right, we had to do it twice because the time-lapse camera wasn't going, so they're going to climb out now, and you will not believe how many's fitted in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just to prove the knot. Just to prove the knot quick. That's a good point, that. People could cheat, couldn't they? That's mad, isn't it? Open the window.
That's great.
Hey. So would you believe you can fit 16 young farmers into a tractor cab? Now, if any other clubs want to have a go, send your videos to vids@therealcountryfile.co.uk and then we'll send you a link of how to put it on a drop box so we don't lose the quality. The rules are you can have one window open for ventilation but not the back window, because that would give you more room, or you could have the sunroof open if your tractor's got a sunroof. But if you want to have a go, see if you can beat 16 or 15 and see if you can get to 16 or maybe more, maybe smaller people might help. Send them in to us and we'll get them in the next video. Now, Stephen has gone to see a dairy farmer.
Hi everyone, my name is Rob Mason, dairy farmer from in the heart of Lancashire. We farm 500 acres, we're milking just over 180 cows, plus we have sheep, we're lambing about 80 sheep. And we're just in one of our stubble fields today, arable fields, because also as well as doing dairy and milking, we do a lot of our own crops. So we're just ploughing today for maize. So this was a barley stubble which we've mucked and subsoiled, and now we're ploughing it ready to go in for maize. Now maize should hopefully grow about 6 foot tall. It's like corn really, full of starch, full of energy, and that'll all go back into the milk cows for feed.
Why are you planting that and not someone else?
We're planting that because this has been spring barley, winter barley, combinable crops for a number of years now. We need a bit of crop rotation, so maize is a good breaker crop. But also the way things are this year, maize will take a lot less fertiliser. It's higher in starch, which is good for milk production. We'll hopefully get a little bit more milk out of our cows through using the maize, as opposed to like the old crop, which is just straw and grain all chopped up. Just price of everything, we can put as much natural manure that we produce on farm into this crop, and the more we put in, the better it'll do. So we're just reusing that natural product that the cows are producing all winter, firing it into this ground. Hopefully going to get a good crop of maize silage, and it's slightly cheaper to grow with, you know, fertilisers just extortionate this year. I mean, you can grow good quality maize for muck with very little fertiliser.
So Rob, what's 2022 shaping up like for you farming here in Lancashire?
Very, very worrying, to be honest. We've met a few times, you know, before now, and always been quite positive and upbeat, but this year we are worried. You know, the cost of everything that has gone up. It's not just in the house, you know, in the houses, it's in our fields, in our farms. Cost of fertilisers just more than tripled. Cost of red diesel's gone extortionate. Labour is another one. Good labour's hard to find, and when we do, we have to pay a good wage because they've got obviously more bills to pay. So we are looking worried, but there is a positive that prices are increasing. The milk price is increasing. Beef and lamb's holding quite strong, but it's not just there really. On the milk side, we've had a good price rise, but that price rise really is only covering the cost of our feed and our fertiliser. It's not costing, the price of the seed this maize seed's gone up a lot that we're putting in today. It's not covering that. It's not covering the fuel cost. It's not covering breakdowns. Our costs have gone up massively off our contractors because their costs have gone up. So as it always been in farming, this field we're in now, we have no control over the price really. We were told what the maize seed will cost us. We're told what the diesel will cost us for the tractor. The contractors, as fantastic as they are, they tell us what price that will be for them to come and work this ground and drill it and then harvest it later on in the year. And then at the end of it, we're getting told what we're going to get for our milk. So even though we have had a price increase, it's nowhere near where it should be. So we are very worried really.
So Stephen's been to see Rob. Rob's quite worried about the job, but I've been to see Joe, and it's a little bit of a different story with the beef job. So we are in
South Yorkshire.
He had to think where we were. So this is Joe Seels. You may remember him from TickTock. Sounds like The Simpsons. You may remember me from. Anyway,
Morning.
Yeah, that's him. So we're in Yorkshire now. We're looking at his cows, which look mighty fine.
Aberdeen Angus, majority of them we've got here. So we have quite a few of them. Really nice breed, really friendly, tame, but they're also one of the best for marbling of the meat. So that means that when you cook your steak and things like that, you got the taste and the texture, and it's just fantastic. What I would say is it's a business.
So what we're here for now is, obviously my channel is always content about tractors and arable stuff, whereas Joe is a beef farmer. So what is the beef job looking like at the moment, Joe? What's it going to look like in the next 10 years? You're excited or not?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I still think it's going forward. I mean, there's a lot of negativity in the livestock industry. You've got like a lot of people from the vegan activists.
Vegans, what are they?
You know about them, don't you? I think. But I think there's always still going to be a market for beef, because it is such a quality protein source. Everybody likes the taste, everybody wants to go out for a steak, everybody wants to eat a burger. But things are changing, people aren't eating the joints of meat that you maybe once would when you were younger, like Sunday lunches and things like that. People are going out for Sunday lunches. So sort of the carcass of the cattle are changing. They want smaller cattle now, so they're not actually paying us. If you get a really big animal, they're not paying us the same. You'll get knocked for having a big animal. So it's going a bit like the pig industry. I think everything's wanting to become more uniformed and producing like the similar products, so that
Basically fit in a box.
Yeah.
But
If it doesn't fit the packaging, then it gets rejected, sort of thing.
But obviously I'm happy at the moment because wheat price is 300 plus a tonne, but you've obviously got to buy it to feed them. So how's that affecting it at the other end?
Yeah, so feed costs are like going through the roof now, but we're using a lot of byproducts. Like you maybe saw earlier, we're using a product called Trafford Gold, which is from wheat.
Yeah, so our wheat goes to Manchester and then they turn it into ethanol or alcohol, and then the waste then is what they call Manchester Gold, which Joe will feed as a protein feed.
Yeah. So we incorporate that into our mixer, which has just been running up there with the 7530. Lots of homegrown forage. I think that's going to be a main thing that people are going to go into. Growing maize, growing more silage. I think that's something we've got to look at. Maybe more homegrown feeds, not being as reliant on like crops such as barley and wheat, maybe.
So in the last sort of 5 years, if you were to rate this year out of 10 for optimism of going forwards, how would you rate it?
I'm with the positivity I've found from YouTube, I'm going to go like 9 going forward. Yeah, because I thought when I started a YouTube channel about cattle that this is going to go down the route of the vegans and it's going to be all negativity. Well, it's not been fully positive. So I think, yeah. I am a positive guy, so I'm going to take it through positively. 9.
So there you go. You've heard it from a man with a lot of cows that he's pretty optimistic about the beef job over the next few years. So don't forget, Joe's got a channel as well, so you can check that out, Joe Seels, if you stick it into YouTube. So anyway, we'll go and look at something else now.
Yeah, let's go.
What are you feeding these ones on then, Joe?
So we've got a mixer wagon, so we're making a TMR, which includes grass silage, straw, maize silage in our clamp that was around the corner.
What's a TMR?
A total measured ration.
Right, okay.
So everything that goes into the feeder is weighed in, so that the consistency is the same. Because the one thing that cattle don't like is inconsistency, so you can't keep changing what you're feeding them. The rumen has to adapt, the microbes in the rumen have to adapt to the feed that they're eating. So when cattle first come in, they'll be on hay and a little bit of our ration, and then we just build it up from there. We're also including barley in the ration, Trafford Gold, which is a byproduct. We got a little bit of crisps actually going in at the minute, because we got 25 tonne of crisps the other day. Very small part of the ration because it has to be balanced. It's full of oil, but it's a really good feed. And we've also been feeding sugar beet, but that's sort of coming to an end now, and we're probably going to go on to sugar beet pulp.
If DEFRA were to improve UK farming, what would you ask them to do?
Leave us alone.
So 2 different farmers, 2 different regions, and 2 different levels of optimism for the job. Now, this is it. This is real. It is the real country file. So Stephen is here.
Hopefully going to be our rural community reporter, getting out and about and giving your stories some airtime from our wonderful countryside.
So, and we're looking for stories from real farmers, so please get in touch.
Yeah, so if anyone has got an interesting story or an opinion on what's going on that's actually real on a farm, not with a different slant to it that is put on by another channel, it's quite a similar name to this one, get in touch with us and leave a comment below, and we'll see if we can get out to your farm, or you can even just record some content and send it to us. We're not going to have a weather forecast at the end of this programme because there's no point, because they never get it right, but I have had 12.8 mil of rain in the last 7 days. So what have you had? That is about all we've got time for this week. Thank you everyone that's watching. Thanks to Joe and Rob for featuring in the video. If anyone has got any stories and wants to send them in, please send them into vids@therealcountryfile.co.uk. I will put a link underneath this video. If anyone has got any feedback for us, let us know. We want to know which way to take this channel, so please put it in the comments. Thank you everyone that's watching, and we will see you all next week.